18th. He missed the last 7 with a foot injury.
And he can help, especially on the defensive end.
Kansas started 2 for 9. Since then, they've made 6 of their last 9. Storr, that's a 3. It's good for A.J. Storr.
Say, boy, K.J. Adams is doing a heck of a job staying with Wagner, and Wagner ends up finishing that. That was a heck of a shot.
Storr for 3.
This year, it was probably the lowest part of his basketball life, what happened against Oakland. He is playing unbelievable tonight.
A dozen in the first half. Storr, separation, yes. Arkansas, Harris with the steal. Harris coast to coast, rejected by Davis, but Storr lays it in.
If you get good steals, you can turn it into easy offense.
You might have pulled a little bit with that right hand, King.
It wasn't called.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
A.J. Storr, 3 to shoot for Kansas, and Storr flies to the basket.
Right there, when they sent the double, forced Hunter Dickinson in that turnover.
Kansas made their last 3 shots. Make it 4 in a row, and UCF has made their... Darius Johnson fumbles it away. K.J. Adams, the drop-off, gliding in A.J. Storr. Dior Johnson missing from the corner. Kansas pulls it down, and here comes DeJuan Harris. A.J. Storr. Good look at a 3.
Just knocked off Arizona on Saturday.
Saved by Mustafa Chapman, right to K.J. Adams. A.J. Storr. 3!
Number 1 rule.
It's simple.
How many times did your coach at UCLA go over that? That was a long time ago.
That's a trick question right there.
No, we always talked about stopping the ball. It was pretty easy when you had Earl Watson and Baron Davis as your guards.
Your job was easy.
Yes.
All you did was stand in the corner and shoot.
No, Matt Barnes. No, all I did was move the ball. There's like 7 pros on my team.
A.J. Storr, get out of here. 3. Debo Coleman. Way off. Long outlet for Coit. A.J. Storr to the basket.
Game, he goes to the bench, Harris goes to the bench, and there was slippage with that 5 that was out on the floor for the Jayhawks.
Already 4 threes for the Red Raiders. Outstanding 3-point shooting team is reverse on the baseline.
Usman's going to take a seat. All part of the growing pains. Jimmy, first year, this new coaching staff. Obviously, Lutz having all kinds of success his last 2 stops, but it's a different animal, the Big 12. That's putting it mildly. But how does this Kansas team finish the season? 17-9, which is actually the worst 26-game record for this program. 26 games into the season, you have to go to... But Oklahoma State looks up and incredibly still in a 30-plus point hole here in Lawrence.
Yeah, it's amazing. You touched on it a couple of times, Spiro. The first 10 minutes of this game, we had a ball game on our hands, and then last 10 minutes, Kansas just went to work.
Storr. Second half. By the way, the largest margin of victory for BYU ever against a ranked team.
Number 13, Arizona, and Baylor down in Waco. That's on Monday on ESPN. Both free throws, no good. That's a 3, and that one's perfect.
Now, Grand Cheek, this kid, I like him. Plays with a lot of toughness.
Do you like the 3s they're getting?
Yeah, I do, because they turn it over so much. Isn't it better that they shoot a quick 3 and look at them push it?
Now McDaniel. A.J. Storr for 3. Huge ball.
Plenty of time left, but Kansas has to be extra judicious on every possession.
Down 14, their largest deficit of the afternoon, but that's Hawkins 3 to shoot. And Shaquille Moore comes away with it. Step through, Euro step for A.J. Storr.
That was from Fort Riley. That young man's got that kind of range.
The Amarillo assassin chipping in with his second triple of the day. And Storr.
Jackson was brilliant. 17 points and knocked down his free throws in the win at home in Ames. TJ Otzelberger said that the final numbers kind of belied the way the game actually went. He said it was a closer game than the final score indicated. Dickinson looking for some help, gets it to Harris. Harris, kick out to Coit with the ball fake. And now Harris to the corner, and Storr puts it up and puts it in. Rebounds in this game. Lipsy going to work. He gets hammered, no call. Kansas the other way. Harris up ahead of the pack. And Storr collects him to the floor. And the Cyclones with a steal and a bucket. That is how they do it.
Yeah, no autopsy, no foul tonight. They haven't been too bad. Look at that ball movement.
Storr will try and hit.
Much more aggressive as he hits February and likely the only season he's going to play in Waco.
He's got a dozen points. Storr inside. The left hand will go. Great things worth noting. TCU, a bad free throw shooting team, but this past Sunday against Baylor, they went 13 of 17, good enough, and that helped the win. Inside, and the bucket right there. Kansas by a couple, TCU basketball. And there's a steal, Storr up ahead, and the throwdown. We will be in Kansas to watch Houston and the Jayhawks. You think that in that allotment, three of the best teams in the country?
Yeah, well, Auburn, to me, is the best team in the country. They're shorthanded right now without Janai Broome. And I think Houston is very underrated at number 7. That's a big bucket.
A.J. Storr comes and takes it away.
That's it.
Moore up ahead, off the glass. Storr puts it in. Storr into the paint. Kick out, wide open Harris. That was halfway down. Look at Storr. Flying. NCAA Division I in assists.
He's a winner. You know, he's not Jacques Vaughn.
Oh, the lob inside Storr and puts it in and a good.
It looked that way. And keep him in for the offense. They like to get Griffin going and Storr going. Little ghost screen. He's got size now. Just has to elevate.
Storr up with it. Got it.
Nice call in March.
Average almost 17 a game at Wisconsin. Here's Jones, corner 3, rims out. Dickinson clears it. Ahead to Harris. DeJuan weaving through.
Traffic in the lob. Inside. 4 minutes.
Yeah. Back to a 10-point lead.
Nice find, too.
Dickinson back in there for Kansas.
Always looking to slip, Dickinson. Got his guy now.
They cross-court it instead. Three-pointer goes.
He makes those.
Pass to fit through. Just a little bit too ambitious for Joshua Jefferson.
Adams spins to the baseline, lofts a pass to the far corner. And the step-in jumper will go. The reigning Big 12 player of the week has 25 here tonight. Storr will lay it up and in. Kansas will.
That Final Four team in Mayo, Player of the Year for Eric Henderson at South Dakota State.
Now a zone look from Wes Miller in Cincinnati. As Kansas, rough stretch recently, just 1 for their last 10. 4 turnovers over the last 7 minutes. That ends the drought as 8.
And he is produced as much as any point guard in the game.
And I like this right here. This is something that I thought we would see earlier on in the game.
Uh-oh, look out! Storr throws it down. Johnson tries to turn the corner. Into the hands of Marquise Passmore, also a top recruit back in his home state of Florida. To Storr for 3 and 8. 6 of 8 shooting. He's got 5 rebounds and the block shots also racking up 6 of those. 6
threat. If you can protect the rim on the defensive side, you'll get paid in this game.
There's Storr. Could have had career high in scoring if they needed it. I'm not sure as Storr gets this.
Jenkins over to Lesper. He has 6. Looking for more. Short on that 3. And Storr in the open floor. And he gets the...
Not the ones that Kansas dictates.
5 on the shot clock for Brown. Wide open 3 for Cooley. Off the mark. And it's 1 and done for the Bears. Here comes A.J. Storr up the left side. Again, concerted effort to touch the paint. They do. And Storr pays it 2 off his scoring average of 20 a game. Here's Adams. And Storr
fades away, and he finally gets one to rattle in. He's been quiet today, now with 8.
Styles from Kinston, North Carolina. Kinston High School. They have produced guys like Jerry Stackhouse, Brandon Ingram, Cedric Cornwell Maxwell. Cornbread Maxwell.
Pretty play there by Harris, who
points in the paint out of the 98 they scored. Mitchell taking over. Left it short. Good D by the Duke.
And I like this. If I'm Mark Mitchell, I continue to attack the paint and those Kansas big guys. Good defense by the freshman.
Mitchell, Kansas City native, played a Bishop in the A's before going to Sunrise Christian for a year. Where does KU go with this lineup on the floor? Storr nearly walked with it, threw it in.
Up where he left off. Harris will try the 3. Storr with the tip in, and Kansas 10 to shoot. Ashworth. Oh, nice play by Clements. Long pass ahead. Harris ahead to Storr for the 2-hand flush. And you see Pop Isaacs lost it. Clemens comes up with it. Look what I found. Here's Storr running to the rim for 2 more.
Not everybody's going to catch it, but I caught it.
You listen. I appreciate that. Back out it goes to Storr with 13 to shoot. Picked up by Miller on the switch. Storr will shoot the 3 over it, and he'll hit. Oh, what a shot from H.
Finds House, who's in the game now. This is a transfer. House tipped around by Dickinson and an outlet for Storr. Quickly, what a pass! Jawan finds A.J.
We saw that at the practice today.
Flag, 1-on-1, fade away, no good, way off to the left. They got the roll. They don't throw it, they instead shoot it, and a chance for...
Playing right now will pay dividends in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah. Win or lose those tough games.
Exactly. Watch the lob here.
There it is. It was executed beautifully. Super flag has had a guy in his shirt the entire half. 3 ball misses.
So has Knipple.
He sure has. They got to run out Harris. Aggressive, and who's he going to? Corner ball wide open at the top. Storr. Money. Left him wide open. Shot him a
basketball with their top freshman.
First lead since they led 3-2 at the 8-second mark of the game. Wide open 3. Yes, Storr has it from the corner.
North Carolina cuts it to a 2-point game, and a couple dozen Seahawk fans that made the trip from North Carolina trying to make a little noise.
And that's 2 offensive rebounds from Ross that have led to 5 points.
Storr tries a step back, and a big 3 for
conversations like at half. I think a lot of it was centered around defensive rebounding.
Griffin, pitch ahead. A lob. Storr, the exclamation.
Big Ten nemesis?
Maybe. He has played Oakland before as well.
back early in his career at Michigan as he gets on the floor. Kansas gets out and runs, and A.J. Storr. 15 Central Time kickoff over on the mothership on ESPN.
Then we see the Golden Grizzlies with that extended zone and
great back getting that down the floor in a hurry. Mayo from 10. Dungo wrestling the rebound. Storr guarded shot. Count it. A.J. Storr averaging 34 points per game this season. That would easily be the highest in Bill Self's 22 years as the head coach. Previous best 25.5 very early in his career. A.J. Storr off the bench tonight, wide open, knocks the jumper down. Teba hands to Christie and then screens for Christie. Dickinson, long outlet. Storr to the bucket, flying through the air.
Significant living in the NBA by his ability to pass the ball and initiate fast breaks and showing touch around the basket, ability to pass in the half court. Would that be a comparable comparison to Hunter Dickinson?
A.J.
over Hunter Dickinson, and not only finding the angle, but having the composure to be able to finish that over a 7-1 defender.
Corner three on top.
The paint. No Dickinson on the floor right now. Zapawa can't finish it. He was looking for a foul. And Storr's going to land one.
Shot over, and that was not an easy shot. He certainly can make it and has made it before.
Harris on the drive. The open man is Storr, who hits the three. How much deeper is this Kansas roster than it was a year ago?
A lot deeper.
Trimble bothered by a couple of Jayhawks, including Dickinson. Storr, coast to coast, and it's a goaltending call. Washington got it back, puts it up, and the rebound to Mayo. Point up top, Storr! For the Tar Heels this year.
But can you imagine the difficulty as a freshman of your second game, your first road game being in Allen Fieldhouse, and Ian Jackson and Drake Powell have both made really good plays, and broken plays shows that they have a ton of talent.
Adams to Mayo. Jackson stays with him. Shot clock at 5. Storr on the drive, and it'll go.
Good job on the glass, not allowing second opportunities.
Harris blocked from behind by Jackson. It did hit the rim, so the shot clock went back to 20. Mayo wanted it back. Badungan out of Storr. The pull-up from 12 will go. Another three for Kansas. And a steal now by Storr. Ahead to Mayo. Back to Storr.
He does have 16 points, but he's really struggled from the field for him. And Kansas has done a really nice job making him uncomfortable and making everything difficult.
Yeah, he is 3 for 13 from the floor. He is 9 of 11 from the line.
And Kansas has to limit fouls in this second half. They fouled a little bit too much.
Storr. And knocks down the
deep three. Missing for Howard's Joshua Strong. And at the other end, Harper in the lane. Dickinson with the swat. Kansas runs. Storr stops, pops, and hits the three.